Christina Kraus and welcome to another card video. In today's video I'm using the Scrappy Tales Slimline pop-up snow globe card along with couple of add-ons. I'm using the tree spinner add-on, but also we have a snow village and there is snowman, nutcracker and other add-ons for the spinning element. So this is the base of the die. We have a few accordion type of dies that are used to create that the frame, the pop-up mechanism. Also I'm using the tree for the spinner. And here's a look of the Snow Village dies. So I'll put those aside since we're not going to use them. And also the flower pot or the tree pot and the presents from the tree die. So we're gonna cut that's the top part where the element's gonna hang. We have two sides and one bottom, and then for the bases I have 4 pieces, 2 white and 2 waterfall. I'm gonna stack those together to create more sturdiness. Also the tree, I have die cut 2 of the base and 2 of the ornate dies and adhere those together. And I'll use different colors of cardstock to cut those trees to paper piece the ornaments and also the garland or streamers, however they're called, that go on top of the tree. I have here also die cut a piece of silver glitter cardstock for the base of that snow globe. However, I'll change my mind and die cut it from white glitter cardstock. So here I'm adding the streamers on the tree. So what I did is added gluing those nooks and crannies where the streamers go, and then lined up that die cut tree and just pushed down onto the die cut pieces I wanted adhered. So I cut another tree for the second tree. This will go back to back. That's why we need 2 identical ones. And I'm repeating the same process how I'm adding those streamers in. For the colored cardstock, I'll use Peony, Poppy, and Waterfall, not Waterford. And I will die cut each tree once. Okay, before we move to that, I'm just trimming that star off those silver trees, and I'll adhere it on top of my tree. So I will die cut the trees once since we're going to use different colors for the ornaments. Each shape will have different color. So on one tree, the waterfall ornaments will be different shape than the other tree. That way we don't need to die cut so many trees and we don't have so many leftovers. I'll let that dry. I'm just gonna put acrylic block on top to make sure that it's nice and straight. So I've already die cut that tree from waterfall cardstock, and I'm adding the ornaments into the little nooks and crannies that were created from the die. I'm doing the same on the other tree. I'm just adding the different shapes of the ornaments. I'm using my jewel pickup tool to pick up those tiny die cuts, and then I'm using the pokey side to push them in place. And it works great for when we have little tiny intricate dies. So I'm repeating the same process with the pink, the peony. Just adding little dot of glue where those die cuts should go and just adding them in. I know this is the most tedious work for this card and the most time consuming, but I really like the end result, so I think that it was time well spent. So here I'm gonna miss one of the red ornaments and I'll go in a little bit and add it in, not back. So here I have die cut a tree from white glitter cardstock. I'm adding the little stars. I'm repeating the same process as I did for the other ornaments. So I'll die cut the tree here twice because I wanted all of the little stars to be from white glitter cardstock. So I'm adding a few at a time. I think we have a couple left here. Okay, now we're doing this second tree. And this time also I die cut that base for the card from white glitter cardstock. This I'll put the sentiment on top of that base. We have several left here. Again, I'm using the same method. I'm picking it up with my jewel picking tool and then just pushing it with the little pokey tool if it needs to be pushed in. I think I lost one of my little stars, so I found it. There's the ornament where I missed the red one, so I put that one in and I put those to dry. So now we can go in for the little circles that aren't a tree. I decided to not do cardstock but do little pearls, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna speed it up and skip part since it's the same process. I'm just adding some liquid adhesive and just dropping the pearl in the middle. I apologize, you saw my head quite a few times there. I was trying to see if I'm putting it correctly in the spot where it needs to go. So we have a couple more here. And we're done with the trees. I really like how they turned. And also the pearls add a little bit of weight, so it helps with that spinning part. So I'm stacking the frames. I'm adhering white frame on the back of the waterfall one. I'm gonna do the same on the second one. So when we go in front, one on the back, and it will be nice and sturdy. Okay, we're gonna add that front piece where the sentiment will go, the base of the snow globe. So now what I'm doing, I'm just folding along the scored lines, the accordion type of die cuts. So those are the long and skinny ones. They will go on the side, and we have this larger one. I'm just trimming off that in there. That is to fold on the front, so you can put sentiment there. But since I'm using that base die cut there, I will put the sentiment there. So that's the reason I cut that piece off. So I folded that one also in accordion fold. That will go on the bottom, the skinny parts on the sides, and then we have the little small part that's with a hole in the middle. That's to thread the twine for the spinning element. Okay, now let's start adhering everything together. I have the back piece of that frame there, and I have the accordion base. I'm just lining it up with the bottom. I am using liquid adhesive, so I have a little bit more room to move it around if I need to. Now I'm adding that back piece. So we started with the back of the front piece, and now we're adding the back piece. Okay, while that dries, I'm just gonna add some double-sided tape on the back of the trees, and I'll use that one for the twine to be nicely secured there, sandwiched between the both trees. Then I'm adding liquid adhesive on the sides. I'm gonna add the second tree on top and line those, make sure that they're nicely lined up and they're nice and flush. Okay, while the tree is drying, we're gonna add the side pieces. So I'm adding again liquid adhesive on one of the tabs, lining it up with the side, and repeating the same with the other side. Gonna just press those down and hold them for a few seconds to make sure that the glue sets and it's nice and secure there. I think that's good now. I'll add adhesive on the top, and then I'll fold the top part and line those up to make sure that the pop-up card is nicely sits or sends nicely. So while that dries, we're gonna thread the twine through that hole on the top piece, the hanger piece. So I'm just measuring here where I should tie a knot. I'm tying pretty thick knot, so I make sure that that spinner element doesn't fall through that hole and off the card. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. When you add the spinner element, make sure that it doesn't interfere with the bottom or the top of your card or the window. So we have that part there. Gonna add adhesive on one side. I'm adding on the back side here and adhering that to the back. I'll let it dry for a little bit. Okay, while that dries, I have a bunch of foiled sentiments here, so I'm gonna pick one of them. So I decided to go with blue foil to match the card. And I will die cut a bunch at once and then decide which one I want to go. Okay, in meantime, I'm just adhering the front part now here. Pressing it down to make sure that it's nice and secure. I added acrylic block to add some weight so it dries nicely. So here I decided to go with holiday cheer, and I also die cut two more to adhere in the back, just not fold ones, just plain white ones, to add a little bit more dimension and more sturdiness. So I'm adding on the back and onto my card. So we are almost done here. So I'm gonna trim off that green twine. To finish it off, I die cut some snowflakes from white glitter cardstock. I used the A7 Intricate Snowflake Spinner add-on for the A7 Snowglobe, and also from the A7 Snowglobe base I cut couple snowflakes. So okay, let's add some pearls to kind of match the tree here. Let's add the small snowflakes too. Okay, so now I'm gonna add little dots on the snowflake ends and add some the same pearls, the tiny ones. And that will pretty much finish our card. Okay, now let's roll that spinner part and let it go, and you can see how it spins. So here is a better view of the spinner element there. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also visit my blog for more ideas and more inspiration. Thanks for watching. Bye.